Alright, so we're operating the Ford 600 series, 1955, 56, something like that. Got a 2-bottom plow, which might as well be a 1-bottom plow because this rear plow never actually made contact with the ground, just the front one. It's funny because you can see how we rubbed all the rust off of this blade. That blade's still rusty, so. But I think it did its job for the most part. So just to give you an idea, trailer, tractor, several implements, spent about $5,000 on the whole get up. So yeah, definitely costly, but we've been planning this for a long time. This has been at least a 10-year project, and we still got a long ways to go. But fortunately, the place I live now, I need the tractor in addition to doing food plots. I need it for my property where I live. So I kind of convinced the wife that's the reason I needed to buy it. I was plowing the field up, got a 2-bottom plow on my tractor and plowed up a little antler. Looks like it's been in the ground for a little while, so I don't think it's this year, but I don't know, kind of neat what you plow up. Well, you can see it did break the ground. Kind of what I needed to do. We got so much weeds and sod and grass and everything else that grew in here. We tried rolling over it with a disc and it just skimmed across the top and we couldn't get it to cut. So 2-bottom plow actually cut into the ground, create those furrows, which is really what it's meant to do, but it did break it up. So I think hopefully we come in here next week, put down some weed killer disc, get this thing chopped up really nicely. Might be ready to put some seed down eventually. But what you see is we mowed 3 weeks ago, I think, and the foxtail's already shot up and taken over again. And just to give you an idea, this foxtail is about to my eye level. I don't know if you can see this stuff, especially this time of year, it gets really tall and it'll take out anything that's underneath of it. So if there is any kind of clover, anything of value down there for the deer, these foxtails just going to block it out. So here soon, especially before season, we're going to have to come in here and cut out the foxtail. May actually try and do that next week, knock it back a bit. But it definitely did what I wanted it to do. So that's good. I don't think I did too much damage to my tractor. It definitely was popping and rattling and everything else. So when I get home, I'll check the bolts on it and make sure that nothing shook loose. I guarantee I'm going to find a bolt that's loose on it. But the big problem we're having is these big old rocks, and there's a lot of roots from the black locust that we're growing in here. I mean, it is hard to kill those things. They just keep sprouting up and sprouting up. And you can see here, that's actually that's an autumn olive or a Russian olive. But here in Ohio, you leave that go and this whole field will become just a field of olive plants. This here is what's left of black locust root, I'm sure. So I think we're just going to have to spend some time, come through here, pick out the big rocks, which is actually what I'm going to do right now. Chuck those out, and then hopefully when we get the disc in here, it'll be a little smoother. Deer aren't the only things that use this food plot. Often you get to see praying mantises anymore. I just don't see them very often in Ohio much anymore, unless you're out in these fields. Almost can't tell she's there. Get a front view of her. Well, the buzzards aren't afraid of us, but looks like the weed killer did its job. Right now we're dragging a blade, trying to level out the ground a little bit. The plow put some big ruts in there when we're breaking ground. So we just kind of smooth out some of those low spots. Once we finish doing this, we have a giant yard rake attachment that goes on this piece of equipment. We'll use that to kind of rough up the ground, then we'll spread the seed with the hand spreader. Alright, so I wanted to show you the seed and how I seed. So we got some turnips here that I'm going to try to plant. And here you can plant them late season. Turn out pretty good for deer come the winter time. I guess they can dig them up, eat them after they eat the tops of them. But so I just use a regular hand spreader. So I'll just kind of show you how this works if you haven't seen one. Got it for like 20 bucks at Lowe's or something like that. But essentially it's just a bag. You dump your seed in the bag. See the spacing here. What you call this? Maybe a valve. But, the seed falls through that. Falls down onto the spinner plate, and then the hand crank causes that spinner plate to move, kicks the seed out. Pretty easy setup, but so that's how we're going to seed our field.